Hello, 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 hello. And here we go. This is very exciting. So, tonight we are going to talk about when outside forces trip us up. And we all have them, outside forces seeming like things are happening. We feel like we're lost. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. So, raise your hand, give me a thumbs up, give me a hello. Yes, Jeannie, I understand. That's me too. If you are with me on that. First night back in so long. I've done some, little videos here and there, checking in with you guys, but you might be feeling like, where the heck has Jeannie been? Like, what's happening? Maybe you follow me, maybe you are on my email list and you received that message. Maybe you're questioning and wondering what's been happening. So I'm going to give you the lowdown because this is about outside forces that can trip us up. And this is literally what's been happening all around me. And so I'm going to share a few things with you. And first, I'm going to share like all of the lower vibes, things when we give our personal power away. Things when our spiritual practice gets completely interrupted and turned upside down, when our energy gets really depleted and we feel really low vibe and we don't know what to do about it. And we're going to talk about a return to love. I'm also going to share a reading from Believe Angels Don't Lie. I've got all my notes here. I'm really excited. And I'm going to take your calls. So if you want to have a connection made with your loved one, you want to have a connection with your angels, that's what tonight's all about. It's about you. It's about hanging out with love and finding out how we can best move forward, right? In a high vibration. So that's what tonight's about. Beautiful. Well, it's so good to see you all. And thank you again for joining. And if you have a friend that could use a message, please tag them. And if somebody watching is inside the Angels Don't Lie group and you want to share this video inside the group, I would really appreciate it. Highly, 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 highly. So on Easter, I shared a picture of my husband and I. And again, like if you guys are following me, you might know this story. And if you don't, just kind of hang out with me for a minute. Or I mean, if you do. Before Easter, the week before Easter, my husband was having some issues. He had diverticulitis and he had diverticulitis. And anybody that has had that knows it's very uncomfortable, not always easy to heal. And so he ended up he had been on antibiotics. And so then he decided that this is not working. I'm a mess. And so he left work and drove himself to the ER, knowing he needed to be on this intravenous antibiotic in order to get to where it was in his intestines. And diverticulitis is an infection in your intestines, basically, low down. So while he was there, they decided they were going to keep him overnight. He was not thrilled about this. And you guys, I mean, come on, this is COVID era, and we don't want to be in the hospital, right? Nobody wants to be doing this, but he had to go to the hospital because he needed to. And so I said to him, like, it's one night, stay. And I think it's really a good idea to stay on that antibiotic. Like, listen to what they're saying. And he's like, I know, I'm in so much pain, so I'm going to do it. And the next morning, I called to check on him and, because I can't be with him. That's the other thing, which, raise your hand if you've had a loved one in the hospital or you've been in the hospital. It's a very lonely experience. Yes, we have visiting hours now, which is great. I did get to see him for a short period of time that night before the incident. But the next day is the scary day when I called him in the morning and he didn't really sound right. He wasn't articulating clearly. And he said to me, I don't know what happened. They said my eyes rolled back in my head and my heart stopped. And they talking about a pacemaker. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's, 6:30 in the morning. And he's in for diverticulitis. What do you mean? This is what I'm not sure what he's talking about. So in the background, I hear the sound from the sound system going off saying there's a stroke alert on the third floor, a stroke alert on the third floor. And I'm like, what is that? And he goes, that's for me. I think it's for me. And he was so disoriented. And I'm right now, as you can imagine, freaking the heck out. I'm losing it. I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? This is a perfect example of how outside forces come in and trip us up, right? And so I had to take a deep breath. I had to get in my body in order to make that next right move. Right? Are you guys with me? Like, to make that next right move, we have to do something in order to be present in our body. Because if we're not present in our physical body, we can't make that next right move. We can't make a good decision, right? So my next right move was deep, deep inhalation, holding my breath in. And because he got off the phone, and I called my daughter, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to lose it. I need help. What do I do? So she's like, I'm going to call the hospital, and this is, just sit tight. And she's a nurse. So I thought, this is really great. She's a nurse. She's in her body. I'm not. And this is going to be perfect. So that was step one of bringing myself back into my alignment, of bringing myself back into my own divinity. And this is what it is when we get tripped up, right? We lose focus on our own truth and what we're capable of. It's a separation from love is really what that is. So lo and behold, she calls me back, and he had an episode where his heart stopped. So long story condensed into the condensed version for tonight. And if you guys want to know the fuller video, there are 2 videos I put on YouTube which tell more of the story. And he is going to let me interview him, which is another cool thing. But he's still processing because, okay, so long story condensed, he had a near-death experience. During that time, when his heart stopped, he was out of his body. And the doctor equates it to, when the heart stops, every second is really like an hour. So that's fascinating right there, because I'm always sharing like how there is no time in heaven. Like there's no restrictions, and what we perceive as time doesn't relate. Like 4 hours on the other side, where he's in this field and he's experiencing absolute peace and compassion. So during this whole event, he comes home and he's doing much better. He's had a little bit of stuff going on because this is very emotional, very big, and processing through what this is. And from my understanding with near-death experiences is it takes time. I have a dear friend, Hamilton, who I actually invited over to have dinner and speak with my husband. And I did record a little bit of that conversation because he had a near-death experience 26 years ago. And so during their conversation, which was so beautiful to witness, was these 2 men experiencing what I experience as I do readings, and they're sharing words that I use and I share from when a loved one comes through, and the feeling I get when I channel, and they're both explaining it to the T. And I'm like, wow, this is incredible. So this outside force that really could have knocked me off my rocker and sent me like down the crazy train has brought me complete peace, has brought me love, has brought me an experience of God has such a great plan for all of us. He has such a great plan for you and I to succeed and to do well. And though it does not make sense to us why these experiences happen, when we really look at it, it is for our growth and for our alignment. It is for our awakening. It is for us to remember our own divinity, our own beautiful soul divinity. So you guys, you're so meant to be here with all of the stuff that happened. I want to keep wanting to swear and I'm stopping myself. Hope you notice. So we all have these big things happen all the time when we can get completely tripped up and lose our balance and lose our focus and not be able to get to where we think we need to go. Had I been separate from my spiritual practice, had I been on the outside of that, I can bet you that I would have been a really big hot mess. I would have thought he was going to die. I would have been carrying that energy forward. I would have been totally anxious and probably depressed, right? Because they do go hand in hand. I'd be anxious about the future, thinking about what if, and then I would be like in the past, like, did I? And what do? I would have given my power away completely to the fear and the panic of it. Now, am I happy this happened? No, but am I curious? Yes. Am wait, am I happy? Yeah, you know what? I have to say I am. Like I'm sad that he had to experience and be afraid, but I'm also joyed and happy that he is experiencing this, what he's calling a rebirthing, because that brings peace to his soul, that brings joy to all of us. So if you would love to have a connection tonight, please pick up the phone and call me and let's have a conversation. 231-444-4480. I would love to have a connection with you. So I wanted to share this section from my book, Believe Angels Don't Lie, because I love it. And it made me think of tonight's topic, A Return to Love, which is a really beautiful book by Marianne Williamson, who I really just loved her book. So I'm going to give you her quote, and then I'm going to try to read from my book. But remember, I'm dyslexic, so don't judge me. Okay. Love created me like itself. Love created me like itself. Transforms into God created me like himself. Love holds no grievances. God holds no grievances. The Holy Spirit holds you as you are. Okay, so here we go. The return to love can be very challenging. Schmigo, which we know is fear in our ego, our Schmigo guy, you all have him, will try his best to hold us in the past. We may sense this tug of war with each step we make toward the truth of love. With each step we take toward the truth of love, Schmigo will fight to pull us back into the old memories, stories, and justifications that fuel fear. Our job is to keep looking forward, take the next step toward truth and love, and to call Schmigo out as the lying thief that he is. In time, we will find, although the struggle is real, the you work that we put in pales in comparison to the benefits we will reap as we begin to live a life centered in love and authenticity, connected to divine truth, which is your divine truth, your holy truth, my loves, your holy truth. So if you are like me, you've experienced anxiety or depression at some point in your life. You may have taken or currently be taking medications for these ailments. I understand this completely and do not judge it. Yet I often find that these situations are not only chemical, there is often a spiritual component and healing the condition starts with forgiveness. Let's leave that little nugget. I have more I can read, but I do have a caller, which I'm really excited. We got a caller. And let's just chew on that for a few minutes. Let's hold that. And if you have a favorite part of that, write it in there. Tell me what your favorite part is. Okay. Hello.
Hi, Jeannie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, love? Is this Shonda?
I'm doing okay. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it's so nice to hear your voice. How are you, sweetie?
I'm doing okay. I was wondering if I have any messages from my loved ones.
Yeah. So your sister was standing right by you. I feel like she's the strongest soul that comes through for you, like so powerful always. And she brings your parents, she brings your loved ones with her, but she always steps right forward. And I feel like
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like she's just showing me all around speaking your truth. Do you understand that tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
She's saying that you're having a hard time communicating lately. Is this due to your illness, or is this due to just kind of self-soothing, self-lack, really?
A little of both.
So she's she's wanting you to call God to speak through you so that you don't have to feel like it's you. You can call on your angels. She's softening everything. She's like, it's gentle, gentle. You can ask for that support, and you are so worthy of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What are the complications that are happening for you, love?
With my health and just missing them really, really bad, and missing the conversations we used to have, and wanted to make things better than they were when they were here. I know it's hard for me to do that, but
Actually, it's not.
at least try.
Yeah, you just have to shine and be you. Like they're healing, they're healed. They've returned to love, complete love. Like that's exactly where they are. I want you to know that. So the work that you have to do is really releasing yourself. It's about, listen, your self-sabotage is all about like forgiveness of self. Forgiveness of self. You're very hard on yourself. And I think that goes hand in hand with your illness of feeling trapped and unable to move and, kind of stuck in one place.
Yes, ma'am.
So the miracle would be, can you return to a place of love to say, I'm going to release and let go. I don't have to do anything anymore, but just to be the love.
Yes, ma'am.
Shonda, that's a really beautiful thing that your sister brings forward for you. Just to be the love.
Yes, ma'am. I miss them very much.
Yeah, she's just showing me soothing. She's bringing a blanket and putting it over you. She's just showing me like nurturing and taking care of you.
Yes, ma'am. She done that when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
She took care of me.
And she's still doing it. And so even though you don't physically feel her, try to go inward to see if you can energetically feel her, because she is with you, bright and shiny.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope that brings you some peace, my love.
It does. Thank you.
It's nice to hear from you, love.
Nice to hear from you.
God bless, honey. It was a beautiful call. And it's always so hard when we hold ourselves responsible and we feel so sad and our grief kind of gets like stuck and unable to move, right? You guys know what I mean? Anybody else out there feeling their grief gets them and they get overwhelmed by it? We're going to return back to this love where I left off. So, and it's not too much longer, so don't worry. This is talking about shedding the past, which is really important for all of us to move forward. Shedding the past with compassion for ourselves and offering forgiveness and compassion to the ones who hurt us is part of our healing. Forgiveness is a pivotal action for our healing. Letting go is the gift we give ourselves and others. Letting go is the gift we give ourselves and others. Can you write that down? Self-love reminds us that God has our back, and the past can be our greatest gift, a stepping stone, if you will, that lays the foundation to a bright and shiny now. And that is what we're looking for. That is so, so beautiful. So returning to love, working with our own energy, working with our spiritual practice, getting our personal power, which is claiming responsibility, right? You get to choose. How are you going to show up in life? How am I going to show up to this situation? How am I going to deal with this? Life has handed us tons and tons of chaos in the past year, right? Agreed? In the comment section, those of you that are watching on Facebook, please let me know what has been your greatest challenge. What has been the thing that has tripped your energy up this year? When we talk about spiritual practice, this is about you connecting with your divinity. You can have God in your life and still be separate from love. Because if you are feeling less than, if you are not connected to your truth and your divinity, then there's a separation from that love. There's conditions on that love that we put there. We put the conditions there. God doesn't, because he's like, I love you absolutely the way you are. You're perfect in every way. And I love all your mistakes. And I love that you tripped. And I love that you did that, because I get to come into your life and make it that much better. But we hold ourselves accountable. We hold ourselves in a place of smallness, like it can't be because of this, or I did this when I was young and I hurt this person, or we ask questions like, am I a good person? Am I going to heal? Like, is it going to get better? Because we're looking outside of ourselves. Our power is outside. instead of inside. And then we look to other people and we ask them. We can ask our therapist, our hairdresser. I mean, how many of us look to other people all the time to say, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Right? Hi, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Jen.
Hi, Jen. How are you, love?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Where are you calling from?
Connecticut.
Okay, beautiful. How can I serve you tonight?
Well, I just want to know if there's any messages for me, if you can let me know.
Sure. Do you have something big going on in your life, Jen?
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, because as they're like, oh, this is an open-ended question because there's like all this big energy. So let's kind of make this easier by just kind of picking an area which you would like to focus on, because I feel like we could spend, a whole session together.
Absolutely. I think my most concern is my son.
Okay, perfect. And so is he the one having some, I'm going to say out loud, I feel like it's addiction and I feel like it's a struggle. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So, man, this is so hard because we want to do things that are going to support, and there's some enabling energy that's happening too, where it's getting twisted in there. Do you understand that?
Absolutely.
I say it with the most gentlest of heart because I have to really watch myself. I can be an enabler. So I know what it feels like. I know what it looks like. Because we do it from a place of, we feel like it's love. So they want you to kind of take a step out of the circle of the energy of it, to have a bird's eye view. You can do this in a couple ways, Jen. You can do this through meditation, which, guided meditation I do, which is it brings you up to our 8th chakra. And I call this the bird's eye view, like using owl vision. So you're just kind of letting go and allowing yourself to see things at a different perspective.
Okay. I can do that.
I know this isn't your answer because you want to know if things, they're like laughing. They're like, but she wants to know if everything's going to be okay, if it's all going to work out and he's going to get the help. And they're going like telling me all of this, right?
Right.
The problem is that your energy is entangled with his, and he needs to make some big, hard decisions on his own. Is he in his 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's time for you to take care of you. It's time for you to get your spiritual practice and up level it and really pour yourself. And like, this is exact topic you need to hear. Like, you have God, but you're not aligned to your divinity. You have God,
Okay.
but you don't have the self-love and respect to trust that it's okay to make those really hard decisions that you need to make. And you do need to make some hard decisions.
Yes. There are a lot of decisions I'm making in the next couple months, my career. And then I think that is why I'm concerned about my son, because I'm usually his caretaker. So for me to leave is going to be very difficult, and I'm going to feel a lot of shame and a lot of guilt. I know. I'm trying to get through that.
Right. So you say caretaker. Can you describe that for me so I understand?
Yeah. He does have a mental illness on top of that addiction. So I have gotten him, he's on Social Security and all that. So I'm just trying to figure out the best path for him, but I know it's not my decision. It needs to be coming from him. So I just need, like you said, to step out. I'm just afraid to step out. And of course, we're all nervous about what could happen if we don't keep an eye on things.
So, right. And our fear is actually going to cause more manifestation of that same energy. So when we clear our channel through meditation, what we're doing, Jen, is we're actually making room for miracle. We're making room inwardly for miracle to come to us instead of more of the same energy. This is why it's really, really important for you to start meditating. And you can do this in your God-based way, like where you're dropping in and allowing your energy to be nice and calm. Are you a nurse? What's the nursing around you?
No, I'm not a nurse. I'm in law enforcement.
Okay.
18 and a half years.
Okay. Wow. You just have such a caretaker about you, which is so beautiful. So, um,
Mm.
it's so interesting that you're in the law and I see the nursing, I see this caretaking, I see this like nurturing soul that you are. So you really want to be in check and balance with your divine masculine and your divine feminine. So the divine masculine will be very logical, very worried, more fear, and the divine feminine will be very soft and will be in alignment with what God is showing and being in alignment with intuition, which is not your norm, especially in the field that you're in. So they want you to start practicing working with your body and your intuition more and more and more.
That I can definitely do. I'm also a Reiki master, so I'm
Good.
trying to.
So that's where the caretaker comes in. So yeah, reach out if you want some guidance on that meditation. I feel like it'll be really really great for you to return to that balance of love within. Automatically, he's going to understand your energy. He's going to follow that. I'm sure he loves the Reiki at a distance, not from you,
Yes.
but at a distance because it's divine energy coming in,
Right.
right?
Right. Yep.
And his soul path, what they show me for his soul path is there is some time needed away from you to being all together alone, right? Like just being aligned all throughout the rest of your life. I do feel like he needs some new experiences. So I don't know what that looks like for him. But if you're trying to make a decision and I feel like what they're saying is like, yes, make that decision. It's okay for him to have a new experience.
Yeah. I'm going to be changing careers and going down south, so it's going to be just me for once in my whole entire life. So those are the changes are coming up soon, selling my house and everything. So it'll be interesting.
Fear and guilt are not love-based. Just remember those things.
Right.
When you do feel those are not from God. Right? God wants you to have possibility and love and support. And so he's going to create more of that. But when we have guilt and fear and shame and whatever, we're going to get more negative experience. So lean into more of what love is kind of guiding you towards. Okay?
Right. Oh, that makes sense. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. It's so nice to talk with you, Jen.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And we have another caller.
Hi.
Hi, this is Jeannie who
Hello?
I'm speaking with.
Hi, my name's Candace.
Hi, Candace. How are you, love?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New Milford, Connecticut.
Oh, good. Oh, so we're so local. We're like neighbors. How you doing?
Yeah, my Aunt Patty is the one who told me to call.
Pop over Patty. Hi,
Pop over
Jeannie.
Patty. Yeah.
Hi, Pop over Patty. How are you? You're friend with June, right?
Hi. It is. I met you through June, and this is my niece who's going through a tough time. So she moved in with me, and
Oh,
I told her to reach you.
Yeah.
beautiful. Well, let's hear from you, Candace. What do you have going on, love?
Oh, wow.
Big
Well,
open question.
It started about 2 years ago. My whole life just went to crap. Sorry.
No, it's good.
I went on a blind date with someone online that I met online, and I'm going through like a DUI now, and a rape. I wasn't even probably the one who was driving. I don't remember anything. And I had to leave my daughter. Well, so my grandmother died at that same time, and then my dad had a stroke all at that same time. And I was the EMT for about 5 years, and I lost my job doing that because of just everything going on. And then I just recently moved here last week because my whole life I lost my job. I didn't have really anything, so my aunt said I'd come up here, and
Here we are.
yeah, here I am. So I had to leave. Thank you. I had to leave my 8-year-old daughter in Pennsylvania with her dad, so I could come up here and save money so I could move back there to be with her. So
And how old is she?
she's 8. She'll be 9 in May.
Yeah. So in tonight's topic, which is outside forces that trip us up. you definitely like, this is right up your alley because, you know, this isn't what you had planned. And all of this energy came in and knocked you for a loop, right? Like
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
And so really where I want to go to is the trauma that brought you to
Yeah.
even having that experience, you know, beforehand, before all that unraveling happened, there was trauma in your life beforehand that hadn't gotten healed. I'd love to
Yeah.
work with
Yeah.
you.
My whole life,
Yeah, we should
life is trauma.
connect
Yeah.
privately. I'd love to connect privately while
Oh,
you're here. Because I'd
yeah.
love to kind of like clear up your energy with you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can get right back. Like you're very spiritual. You have like really
Yeah.
amazing gifts. You're what I would say is a healer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, like you're searching outwardly. They just keep showing me like outwardly for affection, outwardly for validation, outwardly for, you know,
Yeah.
answer, and everything lies within, Candace. Like you
Right.
have it, you just don't believe it. And so when you don't believe it, we self-sabotage, and that's where the self-hatred comes in.
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening.
So there's this song that I kept hearing before I, you know, for the last few days when I get ready to do something, the angels will start talking to me. So I've been waking up with it, and it's a Whitney Houston song. And I know you guys will know it. It is The Greatest Love of All.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And so watch the video because you will bawl. Like for me, like I was like, this is unbelievable. And I looked up the lyrics before we came on because I wanted to add them in here.
Yeah.
Because it's learning to love yourself that's a return to love. That's the greatest gift. The greatest gift is when we return and self-love. It is not about somebody
Yeah.
else loving you. You need to do this for your daughter. You need to love you first because
Yeah.
you're going to teach her the importance of being a woman and being proud of who she is, despite the stuff that is behind you, because that does not make you who you are, girl.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So send me a DM, and so we can do a private session. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Jean.
You're welcome. God bless.
Okay. God bless you.
You can't make this up when it's meant to be, and there's a topic right there. Like, wow, right? You guys, let me see who's on next. Well, thank you all for being on hold and patiently waiting. Thank you. Hi, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
Julie,
Hi, Julie. Hi. How are you, sweetness?
how are you?
I'm great.
Good. How are you?
Good. What's going on with you?
Oh, just wondering if there's any message from Dad. I'm missing him.
Yeah,
Missing him. All the conversations that we have.
he's coming through
And
right
he gives
away.
us just kick in the boot.
He's giving me like, he's letting me know like this hoarseness, and I feel like smoking, like I get this in his throat and his upper chest in the way he's talking. So he's also showing me like he's really funny, your dad. Because
Uh-huh.
I feel like he's like nudging you. Like I feel like he kind of trips you up. He gives you like little pokes and little kisses, and he's just letting you know like you're doing a good job. Like you overthink. He's like, tell her she's overthinking everything. Like, don't worry. Life is good. You're doing good. You got
I
it?
majorly overthink things all the time. I always overthink things.
And he's like, no, everything is good. Like that's your anxiety. So know that that's your sign. And that's when you get outside of your body and you don't trust your intuition. You are spot on with your intuition. He's like spot on.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I always wonder about that.
Yeah, life has not been easy. He's like showing me like you have not had an easy ride, but he really wants you to start to learn to lean in more to your truth and who you are and trust your intuition, because it will make things easier. You can't undo the damage from the past, but you can decide who you want to be going forward. Hi, this is Jeannie.
Thank you so much for calling in, Julie. God bless.
Oh,
Hi, Jeannie.
hi, honey. How are you?
Good. This is Catherine. How are you?
Good, Catherine. How are you doing tonight?
Okay. Powerful messages tonight, and thank you for sharing.
Yes. So
Very
beautiful.
much appreciated. And just wondering if there was any angel messages for me.
Yeah. What are you studying now, Catherine?
Nothing yet.
Yeah. So like they're showing
there-
me the studying, like I'm getting it all together. So what is on the horizon?
A possible new career that I'm not sure if I want to go in that direction.
Okay, so a little nerves are okay. Like I like that. Are you in your head? Are you kind of overthinking things a little bit?
Always.
Good. So let's do like they're saying like yeah, you can totally do a pro con list, but really your body, your intuition. And when I say this, guys, I'm really meaning like your stomach. Swallow it. Feel like if you can digest it. Feel like if it goes inward to your energy, and if it feels comfortable when you do that, then it is a good experience for you to have. I almost feel like temporary experience for some reason. I don't know if it's going to lead you to where you need to go next. Because that's kind of how I feel like in order to get to your dream, you have to make a couple steps to get there.
Interesting. Thank you.
I hope that perspective helps.
It does very much.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I hope you have a beautiful night and thanks for calling in.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Take care, Catherine. Hi, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Jeannie. It's Erica.
Hey, Erica. How are you, love?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. What do you have going on tonight?
Just wondering if there were any messages for me.
Yes. Let's check in and see what's going on. Oh, I'm getting a little anxiety around you. I feel like I don't know if you're overworking or you're depleting yourself, but I'm feeling like you need a little bit of a break. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I feel like the logic mind is kind of taking over because you're so depleted in your energy. So I would love to see you like go for a walk and putting your feet in the grass and being in nature, and then maybe even taking a ride to go see some water, a lake or the ocean, and releasing and letting go. And you need like a good, they're like, she needs a good cry.
Oh, yes.
Because you're like trying instead of being. Trying is like tightening. It's like tightening your energy up instead of being. And in order for that next move to really present itself, like they say, like, you're wanting that next step to come to you, but it can't because you're too tight. Everything feels like locked down.
Understood.
So deep breathing, pause, take a break, even though you feel like you can't. They're like, she's like in her head, she's like, I can't. They're like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You need a rest. So a day off would do you wonders, like just for you, a day just for you.
Will do.
There's your prescription from heaven.
Thank you, Jeannie.
You're welcome, Lovey. Thanks for calling in.
Bye.
All right, bye. I love every call was all around this same topic about coming into ourselves and coming into our personal power and then returning to that sense of love, our truth, our divinity, which I work with so many people. They're like, no, I self-love. I take care of myself. And then the angels are like, oh, no. They're like, no. So what does self-love look like? What does it look like when we are in that truth and that alignment? It looks like we aren't shaming ourselves in the conversations we have within. We aren't talking down to ourselves like that was stupid or bad move, or you don't look good, or if you lost some weight, or don't eat that, or you can't do that, you didn't go to college. Those are the self-sabotaging type of conversations inwardly, and we're all very personal on our conversations that deplete our energy and have us looking outward at seeing other people like, wow, that looks really good. I wish I had that, but I don't. I'm not that person. Or, well, she can pull it off. And, we look to sheroes and heroes. gurus and role models and think they have it going on and they can receive the money and the abundance and the love of their life, and we can't. Right? Are you with me on that? Who's got that? When we get back into this alignment and we bring in our younger self, like the parts of ourselves where we felt we left behind, I call those soul fragments. We leave pieces of ourselves in the trauma. And this is perfect example around Candace, because she was young when that trauma came in. Melissa, I know you too. I know Julie too. And I know a lot of you have trauma when we leave a soul fragment behind. Okay, so this is how I explain it. So you're 5 years old, and I'm just going to use a fake scenario. 5 years old, and all of a sudden your parents are getting divorced and your father leaves and they fight all the time, and you feel like it's your fault, like you were naughty, you did something, and you feel like, wow, dad's leaving because I wasn't good, because I got in trouble at dinner the night before, and you start associating him leaving with you. And then you're 7 years old and you're at school and your teacher leaves because she's having a baby, but you now have this pain inside of you because you think that you're wrong on some level, because people leave when you do something wrong and you didn't do your homework. So teacher leaves, you blame it on yourself. So in those incidents, even though they seem small, you create a story inward, and you leave a piece of your soul behind because you don't want to feel uncomfortable. You don't want to feel that pain again. It's a numbing mechanism that we do when we have trauma, big trauma in our life. And so reclaiming those soul fragments and bringing ourselves, little pieces of ourselves back in, is how we become whole again. Is remembering, like, I was safe to have that experience when my father left and feel uncomfortable. And you pick up your little 5-year-old self, you imagine her, and you hug her back in and you say, we're fine, we made it out, we're okay. And it was never about us. It was never about us. So I have a call, so hold on one second. Hello, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
Linda.
Hi, Linda. How are you, love? Where are you calling from?
I'm good. Jean, how are you doing? I'm in Brookfield.
I'm doing good. Brookfield, my hometown, where I grew up.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. How can I help you, lady?
I don't know.
Yeah, so immediately I feel like your energy is like on the floor. Like I feel like you're low. I feel like an overwhelming need to tell you, like, you're so loved and valued.
Thank you.
And like, if I could hug you, I'm going to do it right here, virtual. I'm hugging you. The angels are just showing you all of this love. I feel like you've lost the wind out of your sail.
True.
I feel like you don't, like, what happened that caused you not to feel positive anymore?
Well, I don't know. Well, everything this past year has been really hard.
Mm.
Living alone has just been really lonely.
Yeah. And are you doing anything for yourself, Linda? Have you been able to get outside for a walk or to do anything new and creative?
Trying now to start walking now that it's nice again. It's got to push myself.
Yeah, I feel like it's time for you to be doing something creative. I don't know what type of projects you like to do, but they're showing me going to the craft store and starting something and having fun with it.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
I've got lots of them waiting in the garage. Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, like grab the glue gun out, whatever it is you're going to do, and like get busy.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to have, you don't have to assign it to a person or meaning yet. Like, I just feel like in order to get the pain out and the sadness and the sorrow, like that's where you need to create from. Like, this has to get out of me. I can't live here anymore because you can't breathe well. It just feels like you're just so low, but I want you to get back up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I love you going for walks. I love you being in nature. I love flowers for you. Like, it's really, that feels so good.
Okay.
Does that feel good for you?
Yeah.
You also,
I can't wait to.
Yeah, you have trauma in your background too.
Yeah.
You have a mother figure that steps forward. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I also get I get that abuse around her. Like, I get a sorrow. I feel like she left a lasting imprint on you with all of that trauma. Do you understand?
Yes, I think.
So it's a validation tonight, right? Your mom is giving you a validation that what you have felt is right. And what she caused was pain. And she's just showing me like showing up in a different way of love and, not butting heads with you, not arguing with you. I get this like bickering thing going on back and forth where you were always trying almost like defend yourself, and she was taking like trying to zap you of your power. So her showing up is just a way of showing you like you have your power. Like, I cannot take that from you. And I just more love for you, just more appreciation for who you are as a soul. I hope that serves you and brings you some peace.
Yes. Thank you.
God bless, love.
God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Big messages from We Have Trauma, right? So let's give you easy peasy steps to get in that alignment and not be separate from your own divinity. Your divinity is your alignment to your soul. That's your divinity. And because your soul is with God, therefore it is divine. And therefore, when you're in that alignment, you will feel better. That the things that are going to happen all around you, they don't have to knock your socks off. Yes, can it be emotional? Yes, can it be painful? But there is support and love around you. So 1, breathing and tapping, getting in your body, checking yourself before you wreck yourself. Right? Am I okay? Am I okay? I'm okay. I'm okay. I am okay. I'm okay. I'm here. I'm okay. This big thing, this life event, I'm not going to lose my energy to it. I'm not going to go on the outside. I'm going to stay here. So breathing and tapping are a great way to get into your body. Praying, getting into your prayer, diving into that divine energy will immediately cause an energetic release of that sorrow. Dear God, please come and support and help me to release this pain and suffering. Please guide me and show me what I need to do during this experience. Simple, easy peasy. You call God in and God is there. Call on your angels. Angels, I'm having a hard time. I don't know what my next right move is. Angels will come in, support you. All of a sudden, the phone will ring. All of a sudden, you'll get a card in the mail from a dear angel friend from Florida. The angels will always support you. Love supports love. Like attracts like. If you are in pain, suffering, and depression, expect that you're going to receive more pain, sorrow, and depression. If you're in divine energy and truth and purity, you will receive more of that. The outside stuff will still happen, but you will stay whole and not fall apart and into pieces. I hope this message really serves and supports you tonight and continues to support you as you move through your life and navigate all of your sticky situations as I am. May God bless you and keep you. And I appreciate all of you for calling and showing up, and all of the viewers here on Facebook. You guys, you know what I know, because angels don't lie. Have a glorious, glorious night. God bless, guys.
The truth when she smiles.